Over here.
I'm not. This is your life.
This is your life.
Where are my parents? Oh, not here.
They're coming.
Bridget and Charlie first met in 1987. Bridget had 2 daughters and Charlie had 3 sons, plus an old car and a microwave oven. Bridget tells us she wasn't going after Charlie for his money.
Word had got around that Brigitte Friedman had recently separated. Charlie, on the other hand, had been divorced about 1 year.
Sorry, whilst we're talking...
We got photos on the TV.
We've got a young Bridget.
Where did you get that?
Can I at this point say, no computers were compromised, no breach of security.
Where's that? I haven't seen that.
Wow!
This is a young Bridget, and this is Bridget prior to meeting Charlie with Murray and Chantal.
Oh my God!
Charlie was out.
Oh, you missed that.
Charlie was out and about socialising when he was approached by 2 different people at different times,
3.
asking if he knew a Brigitte Friedman.
Listen.
It was only when he was asked for the 3rd time at yet another venue if he knew the wonderful girl Brigitte that life was so dirty. By this time, Charlie felt pressured and relented and asked, "Okay, give me her phone number." The person went off to ring Brigitte, an anxious Charlie yelled, "No, just give me the number, I'll ring her."
In fact, Charlie went home that night and rang Brigitte, but the timing of the phone call was not appropriate for Brigitte as her ex was still living in the house. Bridget was just able to say to Charlie, "Do you speak Hungarian, dear?" as she didn't want her ex-husband to understand what she was saying. Bridget said, "Can you ring me tomorrow at work?" and gave Charlie her number.
Charlie and Brigitte knew of each other. Their paths had crossed on several occasions, but they weren't friends as such. Brigitte went to Sydney Girls High and Charlie went to Sydney Boys High. They also knew of each other through Vaucluse Public School, where the children attended school together.
Their first real date was 28th of August 1987.
7.
I have to have a word to our source. At the Intercontinental Bar in Sydney. Bridge and Charlie organised to meet after work, and Bridge was to meet and pick up Charlie outside his office in the city. Without mobile phones, the pick-up in the car turned out to be a little confusing, with Charlie waiting on the wrong side of the road.
With Bridget driving on the wrong side of the road.
Charlie in the early days.
Pictures from.
Charlie.
And here's another early days photo.
Which one's
This
Charlie?
is Chantal on her 12th birthday.
Wow! That's my mum.
Brigitte and her girls soon moved into Charlie's apartment
Look at my mum.
on New South Head Road, Vaucluse, a short walk up the street from their current house.
Oh.
At this stage, Charlie was a barrister. He then studied at night early on in their relationship to become a solicitor. And during the course of their relationship, Bridget went from being a secretary for a plastic surgeon to managing and being a business partner to 2 women's clothing stores, and now, as we all know, being Charlie's legal secretary and paralegal.
Bracket boss.
About 2 years into their relationship, in 1988, they bought a house together in Laguna Street, Vaucluse, where they still reside.
In 1992, much to the dismay of Chantal, they bought their first dog, a golden Labrador puppy. This was while Chantal was away at camp.
Gosh.
Don't know whether
Can't
the
tell him
timing
anything.
had anything to do with it, but Chantal was terrified of
Poor
dogs.
thing.
They named her Tootsie after the character in the Dustin Hoffman movie.
In 1998, they renovated their house, which included adding an extra half level for their own private suite and balcony. Renovations were done with Brigitte and Charlie still living in the house, which was a challenging but interesting experience.
In 2002, they bought another golden Labrador and called her Coco.
Ah, Coco. Feel bad
Coco was a very busy and mischievous puppy. Much like the character Marley from Marley and Me.
Yeah.
Coco got on Tootsie's nerves and created the need for many repairs to be done around the house. Coco is still very playful and affectionate and a very important member of the Roth family.
In 2005,
Chelsea.
Hold on.
It's
Jump, yeah, one photo.
Just go right click previous.
Especially the first photo of me and my horse. Where did that come from? Ah,
In 2005, Chantal moved to Atlanta to be with her boyfriend Rob. In November 2005, they eloped and married in Atlanta.
In 2005, Charlie and Brigitte bought their brand new second home office in World Square on the 58th floor, and with this came not only beautiful views of Sydney, but a ready-made city apartment and office.
By this time, all the children had left the family home.
thank goodness.
Here's a photo in April 2009, another one of Charlie,
Oh,
and Ricky and Ariella and grandkids, 2013.
Charlie's son Ricky married Ariella and now has 3 children, a son Hayden and 2 daughters, Chelsea and Annabelle. Charlie is particularly close to his little grandson Hayden, who according to Bridge has Charlie's intelligence and quirky ways.
In April 2009, Murray married Andrew.
that's not Mary and Andrew.
Murray was determined to have an outdoor wedding and chose to have it in a park with beautiful views of Sydney Harbour.
And rain.
And rain.
We're getting to that.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Although we are accurate, really. Although Bridge and Charlie were a little hesitant to agree to an outside wedding, knowing how risky the weather could be in April, the weather held out just after the I-do's. Then the rain came pouring down. Fortunately, Murray and Andrew agreed to hold the wedding reception at home at Brigitte and Charlie's house, and it turned out to be a great night. A lot of that was due to Raab jumping in and becoming the impromptu MC and getting everyone up to dance. Everyone had a great time.
In 2009, Brigitte, Charlie, Murray and Andrew gave Chantal a surprise by showing up on the morning of the New Year's Eve 2009 in Orlando, Florida. Raab kept the surprise only just for Chantal's upcoming 30th birthday in January 2010. Raab almost ruined the surprise many times as he is terrible at keeping surprises.
This is a pre-season Lakers game 2009.
Whoa.
Here's a Justin Timberlake concert.
Yeah.
New Year's Eve 2009-10 in
Wow.
Orlando.
Oh my goodness.
Dancing on the Royal Caribbean. Cocoa Bay, Bahamas 2010.
This.
Family dinner on the cruise 2010.
Wow.
For Chantal and Raab and Murray and Andrew, it was their first cruise. It was on the Royal Caribbean Freedom of the Seas to the Caribbean for 7 nights. Not so for Bridge and Charlie. They had been on
The shoes are the
one or
same.
2 before.
After the cruise, they all went to Disneyland and Universal Studios. Bridge even braved the intimidating Hulk roller coaster without needing any convincing. And here we go on the Hulk ride. This is Orlando 2010 and Las Vegas.
Gosh. Unbelievable.
In Israel with Charlie's cousin Raya in
Raya.
September 2011. Raya and her family live in Israel and are very dear to Charlie and Bridge. Note the bump, Chantal was pregnant with Lola.
That's right.
Where's the bump?
Fortunately,
Under the
at the
table.
time, Raab was doing a
Recipe,
music
yeah.
workshop in
Yeah.
Israel. And Bridget and Charlie happened to be on a cruise that stopped in Israel for 3 days. So they were all able to meet up.
Brigitte and Charlie have been on many more cruises since then. They have also taken many other memorable trips over the years, as they love to travel, especially Charlie, the ultimate explorer.
On December the 7th, 2011,
Jacob.
Bridget's daughter Murray and son-in-law Andrew gave birth to grandson Jacob. Then 2 weeks later, Bridget's oldest daughter Chantal gave birth to
Youngest
another grandchild, this time a granddaughter, Lola, born to Chantal and Raab in Atlanta on December the 22nd, 2011.
Not to be outdone, Charlie's son Lenny also has a grandson, Isaac.
Charlie and Bridget have successfully blended the family, and both Charlie and Bridget never discriminate as to who belongs to who. Charlie has been a wonderful support to the girls, and they adore him.
Here we've got some photos.
Ah,
Upcoming trip to Italy, dinner at Villa Aurora in Casa Basquiana. at Cinque Terre.
Yeah.
And Charlie, you'll remember this one well. Charlie meets Charlie. Then we go on to the medieval festival in Bomberetto. And he's a very evil-looking Charlie.
Scary.
Their love of travel has continued in 2011. They went on a fantastic European holiday, which included staying with Jeff and Cheryl at Casablanca, as well as a side trip to Venice and the medieval festival at Gombretta.
Gomboretto.
2012 was yet another busy year for travel. In October 2012, they visited Atlanta, which included a flight to Miami to pick up a cruise that travelled to the Panama Canal. After their cruise, they returned to Atlanta.
This is Cinque Terre.
Oh, sorry,
Look like the Panama.
we talked about that. Sorry, we're on to this one. And before taking their return journey home, decided to fly by in New York. This photo is at Rab's 40th birthday in Atlanta in 2012.
That's right.
And there's one of Bridge and Jacob, which we got out of sequence. That's 2013.
Cute.
Not long after that, New Year's Eve, December 2012, saw yet another cruise with many of the group of friends here today.
Yay.
A 10-night South Pacific cruise on the Radiance of the Seas.
This was made very memorable due to the cyclone in the South Pacific. Our ship was moored overnight in Sydney Harbour and had the best vantage point for the fireworks.
Oh, there's the red
Eat your
jacket.
heart out.
There's a jacket.
That's where we were stationed.
Yeah. It's not looking very happy.
Doesn't look happy, does it?
This is the crowd.
This is
Oh, everybody.
very nice.
This year, in June 2013,
Beautiful photo.
Chantal and Lola came to celebrate Bridget's birthday.
Oh.
Of course, they stayed in the recently renovated holiday retreat at Charlie and Bridget's.
Look at them.
Oh,
Breakfast in
Lola.
bed.
Oh,
And
Lola.
Jacob and Lola
My two
reunite
grandchildren.
in
They're gorgeous.
2013.
Beautiful.
And here's a couple recent photos of
Oh,
Lola
Lola.
and Jacob.
So cute.
The holidays continue. In August 2013, Charlie and Bridge planned yet another big holiday, this year to visit Chantal and family. And on the way they mentioned to us they were going to stop and have a break in Hawaii.
Unbeknown to all their family and friends, Charlie and Brigitte had secretly hoped to be able to pull off a marriage in Hawaii whilst they were on holiday. After a few meetings with the appropriate people, a quick bit of wedding shopping, a marriage celebrant, some Hawaiian wedding attire, French champagne, nibblies, a ring for Charlie, and to top it off, a young couple just married, and who they had just befriended whilst Charlie and Bridget were waiting to organise their wedding. They returned to their hotel to set up things. The young couple, incidentally, also had no family and friends despite living in Hawaii, and they became rent-a-crowd and happily agreed to be the witness to their pending wedding on their little hotel balcony.
And we have our spies
Oh,
on the balcony.
wow.
And another
Same
one.
shirt, same
Yeah,
dress.
same
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
And who says they're not
That's a wedding
romantic?
outfit.
And here's another photo. Shortly after the ceremony took place, Charlie and Bridge sent out emails to announce their nuptials. Did they really expect us to believe them? It did take a little bit of convincing before we could absorb and accept the news. After Skyping and viewing their reception venue, food and drinks, and on sighting the proudly worn wedding ring on Charlie's finger, doubt changed to absolute ecstasy for them. I'm sure Bridge won't mind us reading out an email Evie received in response to Evie sending her congratulations and telling her just how special it was to get married despite being together for so many years. Bridge's reply to Evie was, "Charlie is so cute as he is so excited to call me his wife, and he has a wedding ring. He doesn't like jewellery for himself, but didn't hesitate to accept a ring from me."
Believe it or not, this is the second time Bridget has eloped. She also eloped the first time around. It seems that it's Bridget's way and a family tradition. As counting Chantal, that makes 3.
Having just returned from Atlanta following their marriage and quick honeymoon in Hawaii, it was just over 1 week later that they were packing up their suitcases again and off on another cruise. This time 7 nights South Pacific, cruise and groove, on Rhapsody of the Seas, again with some of us here tonight. What an awesome cruise it was. Most nights listening to live music till 1:30 a.m, followed by supper and chat with friends till 2:30 a.m.
There we
There's
are.
a few
There
photos
we are.
There we
before
are.
our cruise. And Leo Sayer wanted a photo with Bridge. And the Temptations, oh sorry, that's Bridget having a drink.
Two drinks.
Yeah.
There's
Oh,
Charlie
so
when the
friendly.
waiters were doing their dance around. And the Temptations asked for a photo with Bridge and Charlie. And then there was a new group formed. It's Boogie Fever with Charlie and Bridge. We're now on Isle of Pines.
Oh my God.
And Charlie and Bridge having a drink or two, or is it 3? Charlie and Bridge have many friends, and although we have only become close friends in the last few years, we all feel very fortunate to be able to call them our close friends.
Thank you.
Bridget and Charlie, Mazal Tov to you both. May you have many happy and healthy married years together.
Thank you very much.
Wow.
Okay, dessert is served in the main room. Oh,
Thank
sorry,
you,
we'll have to
everyone.
cut the cake.
There you go.
Yeah, Bridge.
What a beautiful evening.
Oh, wow. Oh, lovely. Thank you.
What's that?
How cute is that? And you can spell my name correctly.
Okay,
Wow.
show me
Where
Bruce.
did you spell this from?